is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host. Beautiful Friday. Finally, some nice damn weather. We'll be here live later tonight for Fan Friday, but right now, this is going through the series position by position. Still love to hear your thoughts, talk to you about some birds here, so love to hear those comments. Appreciate you hitting that like button. But we're going to go through the edge rushers today. One of my favorite positions. Seen a lot of talk this offseason about how the Eagles desperately need help here. Need to add Yannick Ngakoue, this, that, the other thing. I couldn't disagree more because I think this edge rusher group is going to be the best in the NFL, and I believe will break the sack record. Now that will be a little bit of help from the interior D lineman, as I had talked about earlier today. Already posted that video. I'll get this one confident in them. Your third in NFL history with 70 sacks. 70, baby. So you need 73 to tie the record, 74 to beat it. I think the Eagles could do that this season. So let's take a gander at the Eagles edge rushers. Now, a lot of guys that are listed as linebackers, defensive ends, defensive linemen, D tackles. So broke that down a little bit with the interior guys talking about, playing D tackle, nose tackle, defensive end in those multiple schemes. So with the odd fronts, you'll see certain things, certain people changing. So defensive ends, they'll look like outside linebackers. So last year, the last couple of years, we have run odd fronts, and you have seen outside linebackers. You've seen they're edge rushers. So they can play defensive end. They can play outside linebacker. And the moral of the story is they're outside. They're edge rushers. They're coming out to the quarterback, but they can drop into coverage at times. Now, it doesn't matter. They could be Sam. They could be Will. A lot of the time, Sam linebacker was Hassan Reddick in Jonathan Gannon's defense. In Sean Desai's, it looks like it's more left to right. So anybody could be strong side, weak side, but predominantly on one side, you have Hassan Reddick, then backing him up, Nolan Smith, Patrick Johnson, and Kyron Johnson. Now, on the other side, you have your defensive ends, essentially. Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett, Janarius Robinson, Teron Jackson, Matt. Going to have to do the same thing. So they're all edge rushers. They're all going to be playing outside, but some with different skill sets for different purposes. So the starters were Reddick and Sweat. Reddick had 16 sacks last year, whatever, and Sweat 11 sacks. Man, there, but the rotation is what keeps these guys fresh. And I don't think people realize how much less Hassan Reddick played than some of these top guys that have all the top stats. I mean, he's up there with them. 5 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recovery. The guy was a beast last year, but limited snaps because we have a great rotation. Well, now you draft a Nolan effin Smith. Kid's a freak of nature, the speed, the strength. I mean, he's going to be great against the run. So you add to this rotation. Now, it could be Reddick and Smith on either side. It could be Sweat and Smith. It could be, Sweat, Reddick, Graham, obviously coming back for his 14th season. Let's go. He had 11 sacks, the highest in his career last season. So quite a 4-man rotation right there. I've got those guys as locks. Now, who wants to make this squad? 6, 7. We kept like 7 edge rushers last year. So, look, I think we could definitely keep a few here out of the guys in white. Derek Barnett back from injury. He never lived up to the first round hype, but still got some talent there. You got Janarius Robinson you picked up last year that you claimed. Patrick Johnson, he did pretty well last year. He's seen an uptick in snaps his first couple of years, so he's going to definitely be competing there. Kyron Johnson was great help on special teams. Littler guy, so he's gotten some work at off-ball linebacker this offseason. So I like that. We talk about the versatility of some of these guys. That'll definitely help. So we'll see if Kyron, his freakish speed, we've talked about that. Somebody that I like his linebacking skills. So he's perfect for that outside linebacker, edge rusher type position. And then you've got Teron Jackson back again trying to compete for a job. And then Matt Leo, who is no longer, who was part of that international player program, but he is not an exemption anymore. So he counts against the roster. So he's for a job this so the line was feasting, interior guys and the exterior. So your edge rushers, I'm with Nolan Smith now added to this room. We didn't lose anyone. So I don't understand why people feel we need to add to this room, because we already did. And the best person who could have added in Nolan Smith. Derek Barnett back from injury, Janarius Robinson, a chance this offseason, to show what he's got. He didn't have that last year. So I think there's a lot of talent here. I do not think the Eagles need to add here at all. I think there are some positions that I have talked about and will talk about that maybe, once you see in training camp what you've got, you'll look to add there. We talk about how the Eagles didn't trade until August 30th of last year for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So stay patient here, man. We're still in July. And, next Tuesday, they'll arrive at training camp. Wednesday will be the first practice. We'll be talking about all of that, then preseason. So stay patient here. The Eagles want to see what they have before they, go crazy here. But so we'll stay ready. But, look, love to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about the Eagles edge rushers? Do you think that they need to add to this room? Do you think they need Yannick Ngakoue? Do you think that they need help here? Or do you feel like me that this team is stacked at edge rusher and will dominate? Now, I've got 4 locks in BG, Reddick, Sweat, and Smith. But beyond that, man, a lot of competition between those 6 guys to try to vie for a few jobs there. So how many do you think the Eagles keep here? I'm going 7, maybe even 8. How many do you have them keeping? Who do you have them keeping? Would love to hear your thoughts. Go check out all of the offense, the special teams, and, of course, I put out the interior defensive line. So defense has begun today. And then later I will be dropping the linebackers, and then Fan Friday tonight. So going to be a busy one. Then tomorrow we're going through the corners and safeties. We're going to get through this. And then, of course, I told you, next week it's training camp, man. So sicko season. We're here. We're getting through as best as we can. We are 51 days away from game 1. So let's stay patient here, ladies and gentlemen. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you got anything from this, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Fan Friday might literally have to be at my girlfriend's shop. Just pure chaos, man. They're going to be here working late tonight. It's just, God help me. But I appreciate you all bearing with me. But if you want to talk some birds, I'm more than down. But love you all. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. It's Friday, baby. But one last look here just to recap you here. Man, that gets me pretty excited. I don't know about you guys, but I think this team is going to dominate. Let me know your thoughts down below. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great day. Hope to see you later tonight. Stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!